Hello and welcome. In today's episode, I'm going to show you how framing takes place on a new house build. And this is a small house build, new construction. We're going to be doing this straight from the ground up, and it's going to be 720 square feet. So it's a little pint-size, apartment-size house, but it's going to sit on its own land, and it's going to have its own water and sewer and all that good stuff, power. So this is what the series is going to be about. This is going to be straight from the ground up, and you're going to see how this takes place. If you're new to the channel, I usually list all the major expenses that go into building a house. So if you're trying to build a house for yourself, maybe a first-time home buyer, or maybe a retirement home, or you're trying to downsize or something like this is what my channel is all about. By the way, if you have questions about any of this, feel free to ask in the comment sections. And usually I'm pretty good about answering all those comments. So as the guys are putting everything together, I'm going to talk over and give you a voiceover how this all looks and how it comes together. Here I'm showing you, I usually do this from time to time, you've seen me. I donate to the food pantry with everything that's going on in the world today. I figured I'll give them some organic food since a lot of people are struggling. And this is me tweaking the layout on the inside, because I talked to a couple of you guys in the comment section, and there was a wall in the middle dividing the kitchen and living room, and that wall was strictly there for the TV, so I decided to just get rid of it. A couple of you guys said that you guys would delete the walls, and that's basically what I did. So now it's going to be a nice open concept. And if you're curious how that house is going to look on the inside, just take a look at the previous episodes and you can see the layouts. So here he's drilling holes for the bolts that are going to be, that's the bottom plate. This is pressure treated, and that's what sits on the concrete. So anytime you put wood on the concrete, it doesn't matter if it's exterior wall or interior wall, that wood has to be pressure treated to resist basically any kind of moisture that might come up through the concrete. And so I'll talk briefly about the previous episode about my concrete foundation, because I saw some interesting comments, to say the least. This is done in the south, so our weather here is completely different than, for example, if you live up north where it gets really cold in the wintertime. So my foundation is done to the local building codes. So just keep that in mind. Different areas will have different environments. And we build to our local environment, our local climate, so things might be a little bit different. But at least here you're going to get the truth, and you're going to see how much things cost. And you see, hole for the bolt, and then the ram set, that's just there to tack everything in temporarily so the wall doesn't move on us once they align everything with the chalk line that you saw earlier. And then you're going to see bracing put in. He's already starting to put that in to make sure the walls are nice and plumb and even. And that's just basically how it gets done. So keep in mind, different environments, you're going to have different rules. But at least on this channel, you're going to see how I do things here. And if you need to do something differently, all you have to do is literally sit down with your building inspector and ask them if you saw this crazy migraine guy on YouTube, and see if that would work where you build. And if it doesn't, he'll tell you basically what you need to do. It's as simple as that. It doesn't cost you a dime. You can schedule the appointment, talk to your building inspector, and they'll tell you what you need to do. But I just want to show people the truth, what it really takes to build a house and how much it takes, how it all comes together. That you don't need to spend $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 on a house if you're looking just to build a small, simple house, maybe a first-time home buyer, maybe a retirement house, or maybe you just don't like big homes because you got big taxes that go along with that. You got to clean the thing, and there's big utility bills if you try to heat and cool the thing, and not everybody wants a big house, and this is what my channel is all about. I love what I do. I truly do, because I just love to see all this come together, and I give all these guys jobs, and then I'm creating affordable housing for people, because all my homes are less than 150 grand, and that includes everything, land, the whole construction, everything out the door. So usually I try to stick like 130s, but sometimes it's less and sometimes it might be a little bit more. If you're curious, take a look at the other previous two builds I've done and you can see basically what I charge. And speaking of that, once this house is done, I'm going to show you how much this all cost. And that's also what I do on my channel. I just want to show people how this all comes together. So see, this is 16 inches on center, standard constructions out of 2x4. Once again, down in the south, if you did this up north, you can upgrade to 2x6s. And then you would have more insulation in your exterior walls. Even though I usually upgrade my insulation, because here we can do R13, but I do R15. I just like to spend my money on insulation because I think it's money very well spent, and whoever buys the house, they have the benefit of lower utility bills, and also the house is nice and quiet. Because you guys know me, I get headaches and everything, so that's the way I build my homes, just if I was gonna live in it. So if there's a storm or something going on outside, people blowing leaves around or anything, the house is gonna be nice and quiet because the insulation is thicker. And speaking of a quiet house, you see that wall go up? I love seeing that. But speaking of a quiet house, this house is also going to have triple pane windows, which not a lot of builders do, but I have a connection at Home Depot and they get me triple pane windows, which are not much more than just double pane windows. So I just utilize Home Depot and I get triple pane windows in my homes. And that just sets me a little bit apart from the other builders because everybody uses double pane. And usually people make fun of me that you won't get your money back and blah, blah, blah. But I don't care about that because this is my business. And if I want to put triple pane windows, I'm putting triple pane windows. So my customers have a little bit better house that's quiet and energy efficient. I guess that's the beauty of building and owning your own business and doing it this way. So one of you guys were asking me about insurance. Usually I take out builder's risk insurance on my projects. And that ranges, again, it's all different which insurance company I pick. But it ranges anywhere between $300 to $400 for the policy. And that policy lasts anywhere from 3 months or 12 months. Once again, it all depends how which insurance company it is. And see another wall going up. So there's a lot of little expenses with building a house. Building permit that's in my other episode. If you're curious, take a look at that. I also covered the power connection to the power company, how much that is. And everything here, once the framing goes up, it's a little bit more of it. I'll tell you how much that was, and roofing and pretty much everything, all the major expenses. That's what the channel is about. And by the way, if you're noticing, this is why I love where I live. I mean, you have beautiful, beautiful views everywhere. So this is the reason why I put a bunch of windows on this side of the house. So there's going to be 3 big windows, 2 in the living room, 1 in the dining room area, and then even the door is going to have 2 little windows in it just to get extra light into the house. And then the kitchen on that far wall that you're looking at right there, where the ladder is standing on the left-hand side, is going to have double windows, and those are going to be 3 feet by 3 feet. So in the kitchen, you're going to have 6 feet of window. And this is what we got going on. So the guys are done for the day. So this is one day, what you're looking at, of construction of a house. And this is how it came out. So we got 3 walls up. The 4th one is ready for tomorrow. And all the headers are in. My headers are 2x10s, so they're nice and solid. My big 3 windows, looking at the beautiful view. God, I love where I live. It's just, I always look and I always love it. But anyway, so this is, whoever buys the house, this is what they're going to be looking at. So you got 3 big windows, and then there's a door right there that you see, that big opening on the right side. And then the kitchen is right there, also on the right hand side of your screen. That's the double windows. It's going to be, like I said, 3 feet by 3 feet, and it's going to be 2 of them, triple pane. The sink is going to be on the right side of that window, and then in the middle there's going to be support there. That's not in yet. You'll see that later. The bedroom has egress window. That's also, again, for code. and that means that you can get in, or well, not get in, but get out in a case of emergency, or maybe a fireman or somebody can get into the house to save you. That's what egress means, that it's got to be a specific size. That's my whole plumbing situation that you saw in the previous episode. I love how this turned out, and you'll see how that all gets covered up so it looks nice and neat and pretty. There you see the white thing, that's the stub for the toilet, and here's the window over the toilet. So you got some natural light coming in and some air coming in. If you had one too many burritos, and I said that in the previous episode, this is, you're looking at the smallest bedroom, and there's going to be a little closet there in the corner. So that's what that is right there where I'm pointing to. And that bedroom is going to have a big window, 4 feet by 4 feet, so a 4040 with that nice big header above it. And next to it, you're going to see another header, and that's for the bathroom window for the other bathroom. That window is 2 by 3, by the way. And here's another window so you can see who's pulling up in your driveway, and that's going to be 4 feet by 4 feet, and there's a door to the right of it or left of it, depends how you look at it. So that's my baby taking shape. You see my house in the background, that's the other house I put on YouTube. That's my first one I put on YouTube, and the one above there, that was before I started filming, but that's also, I built that one. That was 970 square feet. So that's my little baby. God, I love this. Look at that. This just always makes me smile.